Maybe
Yeah,
just
you
a little
guys are
box,
gonna
I don't
think
know.
I'm crazy, right? But I don't think it will be anything like that. Not you or yours. Not close. I don't think it's gonna be a physical thing.
Do you think
I
it's
think
only
it's-
going to be in the head?
It's all gonna be connected neurologically. You know, if I said that.
Maybe you
correctly.
put like a helmet on, and you
It's
can-
gonna all stimulate the
Yeah.
brain.
I
So you're
actually saw
gonna
this-
feel
yeah.
like you're walking,
Oh,
I
that's
actually
scary,
saw
man.
this series.
eating, and it's all gonna
yeah.
be because even tastes.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But you're gonna have to have something implanted into your body.
No, it all
I mean,
depends.
Connected,
Like, I saw
implanted,
this,
I don't really know. Welcome back to the Get Decentralized Podcast. My name is Decentralized Fellas. I'm joined by Decentralized Mars and Decentralized Jano. We are a group of Web3 gamers exploring the possibilities of blockchain technology in-game. Let's have a conversation. How are you guys?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys?
I'm good. Thank you
good.
for asking.
How was your week, guys?
It was great.
It was a fun week. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Streaming,
Yeah.
working. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I feel like
Podcast on a Friday.
oh yeah, we're having it on a
Friday,
Friday
you know.
afternoon.
Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lazy one. Gonna be a laid back one.
Relaxed, just
So,
talking about
Just
some
sit back,
stuff.
relax, and
Yeah,
enjoy the
yeah.
podcast.
Ready to get blessed by fellas' topics. I don't know what
Alright.
he has in store for us yet.
Yeah.
Right, my first topic, by the way, guys, now that you speak about it, let's get straight into it. Do you guys think Web2 gaming, or gaming as it is now, still has, because it's one of the biggest industries in the world, do you still think it has the possibility to grow even more than it's already?
What Web2 gaming?
Yeah, regular, just say
Yeah,
gaming.
definitely, man. I would say gaming overall is still, it's like an ongoing process all the time, still improving, still developing, and I think it's always going to be an ongoing process, and much improvement going to happen.
But I mean, it can't grow more than...
Yes, it can.
It can't grow more, no.
Yes, it can.
What do you mean? It can't grow more than the population, right?
Oh, I didn't.
Uh,
I didn't hear the
do you
complete
mean the
sentence.
population of the?
No. Like, I mean, do you think it can grow more than it is already, and why? But don't tell me like, yeah,
Well,
yes,
you
it can,
get
but
like
why?
stuff
I'm gonna
like
tell you why.
VR gaming, and there's definitely much.
No, but I mean the player base. I
I'm
don't
gonna-
mean
I'm gonna
the
tell you-
type of different types of gaming. I mean
There's
the
a very
player
simple
base.
answer. Okay, not VR, not any this and that. It's you have like generations. Okay, so you have like your old people, your boomers, your millennials, or no, what's before that? Like people in their 40s, 50s. You have some of them that play games. A lot of them play games. But the ones of them that like the parents that play games are a very small like a very small part of the percentage of
Yeah.
like the total amount of parents and like people in their 40s, 50s,
I think I know
60s.
where you're going with this one.
Yeah. And think about our generation. Everyone's
Yeah.
playing games. Do you think they're going to stop?
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
That's where
And
I
then-
kind
and
of
then-
wanted you guys to start going.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
kids are going to come in.
But maybe
Yeah.
they will stop when they actually have like a work and a family to like support.
I don't think they'll ever stop.
I don't think so, because
Maybe not.
our parents didn't grow up with PlayStations
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these things. They didn't grow up with, and we've been like more developed countries, like playing with Crypto Sweden and
Yeah.
Salty Aussie. These guys are old,
They're a very small
Um,
part of or a small percentage of the amount of people their age playing games.
Yeah, very, very small
I think when you get
percentage.
40 upwards, none of a really small percentage of them playing
Yeah.
games.
And so
Yeah.
we're going to continue playing games. Kids
Yeah.
are going to come in. They're going to play games. They're going to start playing games.
And games are going to become so much more engaging, and there's going to be economies built around games. So it's going to become such even larger industry than it is now, which is mind-blowing because it's already probably in the top 10 largest industries in the world,
Okay, I'm going to make a very, very scary prediction. In 20 years' time, almost or even more than double of the current amount of people in the entire population playing games, that's going to be like double that this current number. And an extra 20 years is only going to be the entire population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's already like, what is
Probably.
it? How many people play games? It's probably like 3 billion?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Mhm.
probably
I think
the
2 billion,
same
around
amount.
2 billion, yeah.
Yes, I think it's very
But
close to 3 billion.
I
you
don't
know?
think the whole population will ever play games. I think that's just a bit far-fetched.
Yeah, but let's say 80% of them do.
But I still think that's a bit
I think
far-fetched.
I think that's very possible in the next
Maybe.
20 years. But it's
It all depends
But
on...
not everyone has to be hardcore,
Yeah.
Not everyone has to
Yeah.
play like 12 hours a day. That's
I
a
think it's
little
already
hardcore.
very big if you count in
Just like
mobile
after work,
games.
an hour
Even
or
my
two.
parents were playing Clash of Clans, you know.
Yeah.
And my grandma was playing Tumblebugs. And so I don't know, but there's another, except for this one, there's another untapped market where gaming is going to grow massively. Can you guys guess what it is?
Yeah, not off the top of my head. If I probably think about it for long enough, I'll kind of guess it.
The opposite
Yeah.
gender. females.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
Oh.
females.
I think a lot of them do, but that's it, like the 40-year-old situation, like a very small. I don't know. At least I think like
It's definitely
Yeah.
much smaller than the male
Yeah,
population.
they're
playing
all on
games.
TikTok these days, like
Yeah.
TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a scary fact for you guys.
Okay.
So-
Give it to me.
A study suggests that 56% of females that attempt to play online gaming experience abuse.
But that makes sense. That makes sense because
Yeah.
you get all this males and or whatever
Yeah,
children.
they're like
Just like if they're just your girls,
girl
girl
gamer.
boys, they're all like, I want to say horny, you know, but
Go to the kitchen, make
Yeah.
me a sandwich.
yeah, they're really bad and
That's what they
toxic.
say,
and
yeah.
Marry me or something like. I've actually experienced this in GTA as well. Like you would get this. You would get people like being female characters, and then just everybody just following them around all over the map, man.
But this is bad, because
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is keeping women from playing games and from being part of the industry. And especially if this becomes bigger and what we think of becoming like the metaverse, this is going to have to change in some type of way.
Yeah,
But we'll have to see because the thing is, like I said, like it's usually the younger population of males that like to play, and they always. I don't think if they'll ever change. Like if they just hear a woman speaking, and I don't know, maybe they'll. I don't know if they'll.
I
But
get
it's
the
weird,
abuse part though, because
yeah,
like
I
I've,
get the abuse part.
I've been playing a few online games where I've had encounters with like girl gamers, or so you can call. That's what most people call them. Where they'd like make a call out or something. Let's say it's CS:GO. Like, listen, I saw this guy on B. They have to make the call out, and then someone would be like, why is there a girl playing? What are you doing here? Why aren't you in the kitchen or stuff like that? And then they started making jokes about this and that, and these are kind of like, I don't know, some girls like it, some girls think they're funny, but like I'm thinking if someone says that to the average girl, she's not going to be too happy about it, you know. So
But,
yeah, that's true.
These things make me think, like what shifts are there going to be in social norms as we go further and further into the metaverse? Because I think, like, when we were young boys, like 10 years old, 12 years old, the general concept is that boys are very shy of girls, they don't want to talk to them, and they're shy of them, and they tease them a little bit. But nowadays,
But on the game it's completely different because you don't see them in person.
yeah.
It's just on the mic, and they can say whatever they want, and they won't.
But that's why
Yeah.
I keep thinking, like, how are the social norms gonna change as we go more and more digitalized? Like, children are just gonna, like, especially boys, are just gonna run their mouths, and I don't know even what the dynamic's gonna be with girls back to the boys, like it's a very strange dynamic.
But also, maybe it's just me. I don't think a lot of females play games, so it's always strange for a boy to like hear a female talking to the mic. So maybe if over the years more females start playing games and stuff, maybe it's just gonna get more normal, and maybe over time it will change. I don't know.
I feel like it's been a bigger problem in the past, and now I feel like it's getting better and better, because I mean, also you have like a very large percentage of the amount of Twitch streamers are girls that play games,
Yeah.
So they kind of have a really positive influence in
Definitely.
like normalizing it. And also to touch on like a previous point you mentioned is like the reason like we are so civilized in real life, is let's say like I say something bad to you, I know you can beat me up, like there's like like chance for physical violence or something, like, so we keep things civilized with each other. We try to be polite, we try to not offend people, we try to be kind to people, we try to because you want to build relationships, and you want people to like you, and you want things to be civilized and pleasant, and kind of so between the relationship between boys and girls is you want to impress the opposite gender at some point in your life, so you want to say all the right things, you want to same concept, you want them to like you, so you don't say anything messed up, you don't say anything nasty, you don't say anything that makes people feel bad about themselves, whereas that's like not the case on gaming. People kind of like don't have that, like the feeling about like I want people to be civilized, I want people to be kind because I want people to like me. It's not a thing on gaming, because you're gonna play with this game with someone. You're not probably gonna see them ever in your life.
Yeah.
So that for some reason doesn't really like trigger in people's minds. I need to be kind to people on the game. Some people are, some people have genuine good characters, and some people are kind. But most people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna trip this guy. I'm gonna call him names. I'm gonna
It's just because
try
they
and
can.
tilt
Because
him, and I'm
nothing
gonna
is going to be dealt back to them if
Yeah.
they do that.
and
So,
I'm gonna bully
yeah.
this girl. I'm gonna
Like, you
make
can
this guy
tell-
rage.
You can tell a 40, like if you're 10 years old, and we've seen this on the stream as well. If a 10-year-old can tell a 30-year-old guy like you're dumb, you're stupid on the game, but in real life it's going to be a complete opposite, because that 30-year-old can easily beat up the 10-year-old. So he's also a bit scared, maybe a bit more respect.
Yeah, but what?
Involved as
But
well.
but the thing is, like,
So gaming's gonna
this-
have to change.
this is the situation. But how is this? Because it's going to be a massive problem, As the technology develops, as we go all more digitalized, scammers first of all are going to become much smaller, and it's usually scammers that are exploiting these tools first. Funny enough, because let's say for example a company, they're always skeptical of trying the newest tools, because it might screw something up. But scammers and hackers, cyber attacks, cyberbullying, these type of things are going to be a massive issue. And I kind of want to get you guys to think a little bit what could be here to solve this issue.
Maybe putting some form of punishment.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
But it's
No,
everywhere,
it's
right?
gonna
If I
have to be
know-
it's gonna have to be psychological. It's gonna have to trigger that same feeling about like, I want to build relationships with people, and that might be solved by just the fact that things are gonna get more interconnected. But like, I'm not gonna be rude to a random person I see,
Yeah.
because there's a potential development of relationship. Like, there might be something about this person that I like. So I want them to like me.
Or
I don't
you're
know.
gonna get punished in the form
Because
of
in real life, bullying is-
embarrassment,
Yeah.
or
maybe
getting
people
shouted
just
at.
harden up. Like, people don't take anything on the internet as personal anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
that
I
that's the
doubt
case
that's
as
gonna
well.
be the case.
The internet is just like a bigger version of real life. I mean, people get bullied in real life as well. Most people are nice and polite and kind, and they want good things for you, and they want relationships with people, even if it's just friendships,
Yeah.
But bullying still exists in some way or another. You're always going to get your bullies, whether it be because they have some kind of childhood trauma or something. I don't really know why bullies bully. But you're going to have that always, and that's going to be in games always. Even if it gets better to a point where you're not going to hear people bully each other so much, and like in every single lobby, every single game you play, there's always going to be bullies on the internet. Just as there's always going to be bullies in real life, and you can never change that.
But how will you protect someone in the, let's call it quote unquote metaverse, against someone
I don't
doing
know,
something
let's-
really abusive?
Let's ask you. We haven't really heard your input.
Yeah, but I kind of want
of
to let you guys think a little bit,
Yeah.
Okay, so this goes into my main topic of today, AI. AI is potentially going to come in, and if you say abusive word, AI is going to punish you in some type of way. AI is such a powerful
Or
technology
just remove
for
you.
this.
Not punish you, just like, let's say, just time you out. Just like disable you from continuing the
When you
negative
say something
behavior.
ugly, in real time, it's going to mute you.
Yeah.
That person
Yeah.
ain't even going to hear
But that's what
you.
I said. Like, some form of punishment,
Yeah.
getting involved.
Yeah, so but AI is really good at this, you
Yeah.
know, and in this case, I see AI as a very, very useful use case because AI could detect something that, like you can't have millions of people, like kind of what Facebook has is they have a whole team just for people trying to demonetize stuff or trying
It's
to.
almost like the bots on stream that if you say a mean word or a bad word,
Yeah.
like, it would automatically
Except
just,
like it's a smart bot.
yeah,
With
just-
AI,
yeah.
it could be a smart bot.
Maybe
Because
something like that.
yeah, the chatbots use filters like wildcards and like exact matches.
Yeah,
like,
definitely, but like a much more improved version of it,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you can see a bad word in a certain context. Like even if like it's not like you can, let's say you use like you spell like a derogatory term, and like you put like exclamation marks and what's that little star thingies, I can't remember.
Yeah.
You like make a curse word or something, and like a chatbot can't read that, but you're smart. You're like not a sentient being, but you're like a smart being. You can think for yourself, so you can see that and you go, oh, that's wrong, So like AI could be like a smarter version of a bot
Yeah,
that
much more
like
improved
can
version,
see
yeah.
something
Yeah.
and no, that's wrong.
Immediately. you know?
Immediately, like
And,
you can see something wrong, and like even if it's just like a phrase, Like, and the phrase seems like normal, you know, but
Yeah.
you can see that phrase and you're going to be like, yeah, that's wrong, even if it's like it seems normal, you know.
Yeah, but I'm also scared of like AI becoming so controlling that you can't even literally say what you want to say to someone, you know? Because sometimes there's a difference between being a bully and being truthful, you know?
Or like us just trolling each other, like we call each
Oh,
other,
yeah,
we call
trolling
each other
each other,
names and
yeah.
laugh about it, you know. But we're friends, we can do that, you know.
Maybe AI will be so smart in the future to put it into context, you know, so he'll know what the context is about. Are you being mean or not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this comes into my main topic as well, and AI. What influence will AI also have on the gaming industry for developers, casual gamers, and Web3 gaming as a whole? So let's start with developers. AI as a developer for games.
I think something that comes to mind instantly is like cheating, you know. Like someone cheats and then like all the people in the server hops on Steam, checks the profile, checks this, checks their history, stuff like that. Like stuff like anti-cheat software can't do already, you know.
Yeah.
And like they're smart about it. Like a human would like catch a cheater or like watch Overwatch footage or something, you know.
Yeah.
And like catch cheaters. I feel like the anti-cheat systems in games is going to be like drastically improved, you know.
Yeah, you don't need server admins and
No
all of
report
these things,
buttons
you know.
or
And
anything, yeah.
That's an amazing point he
Yeah.
brings up, you know, like you don't need server admins anymore, like
Because
in any
AI
kind of
can do it
server.
all for you.
AI can do it for
and
you.
it's going to be much more
Yeah.
efficient, much better, and it's
And
going to be
probably
able to
banning
give,
you right from the start, not
yeah,
not
it's
just
going to give a
being-
much better
yeah,
player
yeah.
experience. But it's also scary to think about, like, you won't have any adversity, you know, like everything will be so censored and monetized. And I know, like you say, you can put it into context, but necessarily something for you that's right to say isn't
Yeah.
right for someone else, you know. And which side of that angle is the AI going to take? All of these things to take into consideration is very
And
interesting to
culture
think
is going to
about.
have a huge impact on that because
Yes.
something might seem right for you and seem wrong for someone else, but it's going to lean more towards what culture's approach that is.
Yeah.
So it's more about like what the general population of the gaming feels about a certain topic. Like, let's say, like 90% of the community thinks this is something wrong. So the 10% that doesn't think it's wrong, you know, it's not about them. It's about the majority, and that's what it's going to be about, you know.
Yeah.
So and AIs are essentially neural networks. So you're going to teach them to think like the majority, you know.
Yeah, which is scary, you know,
Yeah.
because the majority doesn't always
Majority
mean
isn't
you're
always right.
correct.
But that's a topic. That's a whole different field of
Yeah.
ethics and
But
But
norms
then you
and
also
values
have
and
the
stuff.
issue of
and-
freedom of speech, you know.
Yeah. But do you guys really think that AI will be so counteractive and smart to be able to take into consideration all of cultural differences,
know.
all of the person's, like a human is actually a very complex being, you know,
yeah.
and emotional feelings, and if AI can do that, then it's very scary even
Yeah,
to
yeah.
think
But
about.
you-
You know?
yeah.
So
then
I don't know.
we're at the point we should start being scared of AI.
I'm already scared of
Everything
AI,
they can
even
do,
just as
yeah.
it is. Like ChatGPT, I'm scared of that thing.
Yeah.
Like this is a really complicated topic, but more like a speculation point of view, you know, about what it could be like, not how it should be like. I'm not the expert, you know, but like both of you can think about these things. Like we're thinking about this right now. Like we're thinking about this side and the in between, and like what's the best. Like we're kind of like having arguments about it, like healthy debates, and like we're figuring out what the best thing is. Like we're thinking for ourselves, and we're trying to find the best solution. AIs are going to be kind of like that, you know. So you're not going to like give it like an input, and it's always going to be like this police thingy that does thing. It's going to think about it, you know. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's something.
I don't know what the future holds for us in that sense.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see, and if anything changes, yeah.
And so AI for Web3 gaming, especially. So you can think about all the ways AI will influence Web2 gaming, how can it bring extra dynamic into Web3 gaming? Because if you don't know, you can go watch the other podcasts. We've been talking about Web3 gaming. I think viewers that watch the channel a little bit know a little bit more about Web3 gaming and what we're about. But what is AI's influence potentially going to be on Web3 gaming, especially, that could make it that much better?
I think there's a lot of things to consider. I think there's a lot of things it can improve on. I don't know.
It's a tough question.
yeah.
I can see you guys thinking.
It's kind of scratching me in some uncomfortable place in my brain. I don't know. Because I don't even know what Web3 gaming is going to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can kind of imagine.
Like just imagine,
Okay,
I can kind of think about it from like the Web2 perspective,
Yeah.
But like I'm struggling about the Web3 specifically, because I don't know, like I have ideas and I can kind of like think about like what I want gaming to be like, but I don't know what it's gonna be like. So how could it improve something that doesn't really exist in its like a complete form yet,
Yeah. Okay, so to help us along with that topic and to touch back on that in the end, we can talk about virtual reality gaming.
Oh yeah.
So I realized, guys, that virtual reality gaming has been around for so long, but there's no content creators really establishing themselves as virtual reality gamers or content creators, like I think there's a massive gap in the market for someone to come in and start doing virtual reality gaming and to start showing that to the world and to entertain and just show people virtual reality gaming.
Virtual reality had such hype,
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like
But I still think it is big in different countries. It isn't big in South Africa, but
it's definitely still big.
I know it's big in America and Europe. I know a lot of people do play virtual reality games and
it
still love it as well.
It is getting better and better.
Yeah, hopefully. I know it had like a lot of hype, but it like kind of lost that hype.
I don't think it has, man. I'm not sure.
The only thing I can really think about like is you have games and then you have your versions of games, but that's not what I want for VR gaming. Like the only like standalone VR game, and I know there are some others, that I can really like think about that's really like mainstream and popular is VR chat, and that's just chatting with people. It's not actually like a game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. VR has a long way to go. Like it kind of, and the hype was like it wasn't like yesterday. It was a few years back. So I don't know. I feel like people kind of lost some momentum on VR. I don't know, but I have high hopes for it.
Yeah.
Do you think virtual reality, the fact that you feel like it lost momentum, because for me it also feels like it's developing so slow. But do you think the hype was just unrealistic? It's not actually. It's not actually developing slow. It's not actually developing slow.
I think people had this Ready Player One vibe in their head.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be some
next
sort
year.
of
It's gonna.
But
happen.
that's just. I don't know how many years it's gonna take to develop to that point, and I think people had just too high of expectations for it.
Yeah.
But I do still think it is improving. It's just not improving as fast as people want it to.
Yeah. So I got an estimate. The market size of virtual reality gaming is estimated to reach $74.6 billion by the end of 2030. Now that is massive. That is really massive. Do you guys think it will be able to get there?
I think it will. Like I said, I do think virtual reality is like the gaming. I still think it is big and it's gonna get bigger over time. And I do think a lot of people are playing it.
Yeah. This makes me think I think about the bigger picture. You've got Web3 gaming, you've got AI coming in, you've got virtual reality developing, you've got blockchain technology developing. How is this going to all, work together? Could it work together? Or do you think it's going to be very separate?
It's going to be multiple combinations on multiple different places of one or two elements of all these things, and then giving other people ideas of like adding those elements and other people taking those ideas. Like it's gonna be like magnets almost. When you like you have a bunch of like ball magnets and you like roll the magnet and it snaps to the one and then snaps to the other one, snaps to the other one. I think it's kind of gonna be like such a situation. Like so you're gonna have all the different places developing at different rates and and doing their own things. Like Web3 is kind of doing its own thing with crypto side of things. VR is doing its own thing with like the actual development of VR type games, And so all of these things are going to develop on their own rate. And then sometimes someone's going to get an idea. I want to incorporate in my Web3 game an element of that VR or something, And then this might give the VR, someone doing VR an idea to incorporate blockchain or something, vice versa. And other people might like combine those two people that did totally unique things. It's going to be like the snapping effect, I think.
But realistically, how will virtual reality look like for you guys? Because the way we know it now is with the glasses, and then you go into the game and you kind of run around, walk around, and you don't know
like
your
actually how it's gonna look like.
How is it gonna be realistically done?
I'm thinking a room. Hear me out. A room. If they can kind of make like some kind of strong LED panel, like snappable panel. I don't know, maybe. Like you have your room, and now you have these little. You've seen these TV screens that they snap together. Like with these big screens. So it's like a bunch of little square LCD panels, and they just snap them together and it combines a bigger screen. So I'm thinking if they can make that durable, you can like have realistically in the next few years you can have a room that has like surrounded you with like the screen. You walk into this room, you close the door, everything is screen around you, and you're literally inside.
But that sounds like a really expensive room.
And the room has like sensors, but maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe
this sounds. I'm talking about.
I'm just having this is the vision I have in my mind. I don't know.
The way I see it is like, because I saw the VR gaming on some kind of TikTok or something. It's like the glasses, the normal glasses, and they're standing like sort of like a circle. I would say that's like you're at your waist. They're just like with like a wire attached to you, and then beneath you is like a treadmill, something like where you can walk, but you can't like walk out of that like circle thing is around you so that you don't fall off, of course. And then you have the controls on your hands to like control yourself in the game, right? So if you do this, it does this in the game. Like I saw this actually being done, and so I think that might be the more realistic future of VR gaming.
You guys are gonna.
That's already how it is.
Yeah,
but the thing is with that room of you, I think it's just going to be way too expensive, and I don't think people are going to.
It doesn't necessarily have to be exactly like that. It could be cheaper.
I don't know. But we can only just speculate.
Yeah, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, right? But I don't think it will be anything like that. Not you or yours. Not close. I don't think it's going to be a physical thing.
Do you think it's only going to be in the head?
It's all going to be connected neurologically, if I said that
maybe
correctly.
You put like a helmet on, and
it's gonna all stimulate the brain. So you're gonna feel like you're walking.
I actually
saw the series
eating, and it's all gonna be because even tastes.
But you're gonna have to have something implanted into your body.
No, it all depends.
Connected, like, implanted. I don't really know.
I saw the series that had like the same, like also gaming, but in that series they had to like put a helmet on, and like that helmet connected connected your brain to the game basically. So if you put on the helmet.
Wirelessly?
And I don't know what, like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know shit about this, man. So I can't. I'm just speculating and telling what I think it might be.
Call it a conspiracy podcast today.
But on that series, like, they kind of like went into sleep. So they closed their eyes, and the helmet came on, and then they were in the game. So they could taste, they could feel the wind, they could run, and whatever.
Wasn't that like the Sword Art Online thing?
Huh?
There's an anime about that.
Well, it wasn't an anime.
Okay.
It was an actual series. That was actually a big
series?
series on Amazon on Prime.
Do you remember
Prime
the
Video.
name?
I can find you the name. I can't remember it from the top now, but I'll see if I can find it.
New?
No, it's a new series, man. It was actually a good series as well. It was actually a really good series, but let's not go too deep into that.
So I really think that the brain is so powerful, and Elon Musk is already working on the chip that to connect your brain to the internet.
Yeah.
And it's basically, I think, like a chip that connects your brain to the internet.
And
this is crazy, I think it could be realistically. I think very, very much more realistic than having a room. Because
it's gonna be much cheaper as well.
Yeah, like it's gonna literally be stimulating the brain.
Okay.
But I don't know how open people are for planting something into their brain.
I think let me
ask you, would you plan something into your brain?
I think it's going to be a long way before people actually do that, especially for gaming,
Yeah.
So I don't think
I don't know.
think people will be open for it.
It's not necessarily just gaming, because as Web3 develops, gaming will become so much more of an economy, an ecosystem. It's not just going to be something that you just play a game. Because with Web3 gaming, as NFTs get incorporated, people are going to live in this, or people are going to have majority of assets on here and the majority of their lives if kids go to school in the metaverse, quote unquote. And I really don't think the technology is that far away to be able to really manipulate the brain.
I don't know if you also how far Elon Musk came with Neuralink, how far the
it's
project
already done, It's
and
already
I watched the video and everything it can do. It can literally make blind people see again.
The problem with that is like human trials. I think that's the biggest problem.
But they already, I think they already. I'm not sure.
They did it on a pig.
They
did it on
made a
the
lot of
pig.
breakthroughs.
They
but
did it on
I
a
think
pig.
they have approved human. I'm not
And a
sure.
monkey, I think. But like typed on a keyboard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they had like a monkey and a pig and something like that.
With his brain typed on a keyboard. I'm not sure.
I know what they did with the monkey is they learned the monkey how to play games, and the monkey played with the controller, and then they plugged the controller out and put the chip into his brain, and he was playing the game without the controller being connected, and he could literally jump in the game. It's actually so cool.
I saw that as well.
That's clever.
And that's why I'm thinking, guys, like this is potentially a much cheaper way because the use of resources is limited.
But do you not think that is also going to be so expensive, Neuralink?
I mean, in the beginning, maybe.
I think it's going to be much cheaper over time as more people buy it.
In according to the resources used. Because, okay, there's a lot of resources that goes into it in the beginning because it's a lot of testing, developing, researching. But in the long run, it's going to be so cheap because you don't need an entire room
as
full
soon
of
as they start to
LSD
mass
or
produce
LCD
it, I
screen.
think it's going to be like I think the amount of resources it actually takes, it's not going to be that expensive.
It's going to be
but they're gonna
accessible to everyone.
They're going to have to develop some other kind of way as well as like a substitute or something, because I'm just going to come out and say I'm never going to put something into my brain.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if people will be too open.
But it doesn't have to necessarily plant a chip in your brain. I'm talking of like think about a console type of thing that you put on your head. For example, you're not physically
kind of like how they already read brainwaves and stuff,
like more like that. Not necessarily plant. You don't have to do an implant or something. It's literally something that stimulates the brain, and you maybe even have the glasses on. You have the glasses on, and you're still seeing through your eyes, but you're feeling, moving, and tasting maybe through.
So this
brainwaves.
This can have the Neuralink can help people think and stuff like that. But do you think there is a way to like alter the optical something like your vision? There's an actual scientific medical way to alter your vision.
That Neuralink as well, it can make people see. So if you're blind, like you don't even need to have any eyes. But if they put like the chip into your brain, like a kind of a camera in your eyes or something, like that camera sends like a signal to that chip, and that goes to your brain, and that makes you see again. So like I do think that is possible. I think they actually already made that as well.
Everything you see, touch, feel is connected to the brain, even emotions. So definitely, like you can, as Jano said, I also saw that, and that's already been done.
It can even
take a camera connected to the brain, and it shows the brain.
And you don't even need to have an eyeball for that. You can have the camera here, and you can still see it.
The future is scary, guys.
And this isn't even the future. But this is something that's happened.
That is already a thing,
already developed. So I think the potential of this type of more going into that way is much more realistic and approachable.
Imagine having a nice, good dinner for free.
I mean, it won't be for free, It will probably cost you Neoxa tokens or something.
Maybe if you beat the game, you get a nice chocolate, and you can actually taste it.
The future is gonna get strange, guys.
The future. I don't know where we're going.
My dad always talks about this comic about like the guy time traveling into the future, and he's hungry, so he wants to go out for a burger. Goes to a restaurant, sits down, orders a cheeseburger, and they bring him the plate, and then there's like a little pill on the plate. And he's like, "What's that?" And he's like, "No, it's your cheeseburger. It has all the nutritional value that a cheeseburger has, and then he drinks the pill, and then they spray a little something in his mouth for the flavor. I don't know.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't think that will ever happen, you know, because I think as technology develops,
but like it seems so like this is the only reason I thought about that is like it's bizarre, you know.
It seems so bizarre.
So a lot of these things that I'm hearing you guys talk about just seem so bizarre to me, you know.
Like that food printers you also see on TV, like the printers that like prints your food and you have to put like a beef cartridge in and like a chicken cartridge in. Like,
no, but I don't think that.
I don't think it's going to be
these things are bizarre.
But it might be something bizarre like that. I'm not saying it's going to be the same, but it might be something like that. Maybe putting on something like putting something on your head or whatever, and it like gives you the sensation of like a chocolate or something like sugar, or giving the dopamine.
I think that is a very high possibility. Like the thing is, guys, all throughout human history, we've found ways to trick our brain, to hack our brain. I mean, if you look at pornography, even, or you know, it's something that should come hard, that comes easy, and it tricks the brain, for example. And I think human pleasures won't be taken out. It will be more easy and amplified and accessible. Like tasting food, if, for example, you really love food, you know. Now you can maybe eat all the food you want and you can taste it all. And but in a sense, that's going to become so damn boring. If you have everything,
but that's also
it
going
becomes
to become
boring.
a problem over time.
It's not going to have any value anymore, is it?
Because
and that's just like the impact of porn on the brain, you know. And people don't value it anymore. People don't really. They don't have to work for it anymore. It's
what was
sad.
that scary stat? Like the richest king ever, and like the Romans' time or something. Like he has seen less naked.
Your average 12-year-old boy has more access to naked women than the most richest king ever had. Yeah.
That's when I heard that, it was so crazy, man.
That is.
So we need to also, in a certain sense, ethically develop things so that it's to the benefit of the people that use it, and not to the detriment of them. I don't think that will
ever happen, to be honest.
Yeah, because people are chasing profits, you know.
I don't think
but not just that, you know. People are chasing what they want as well. And I mean, if you look at the richest people, they're probably, they have everything money can buy, but they're probably bored, you know. And I've watched so many documentaries of rich people in rehabs and saying just like, if you have everything, you're so bored and life doesn't mean anything anymore. And
you should have multiple buckets in life.
Yeah,
money is just one bucket.
I think a good way to put it as well is like, you know, that one thing. There's always that one thing in someone's life that you struggle with, right? Like there's always something, and it's like almost like a carrot dangling in front of a pig's head, or a piece of carrot cake. Let's put it that way. And that's like the problem in your life at a certain time. But this doesn't, there's always something. The problem just changes, but there's always something.
There's always going to be something bothering you, or something. There's always going to be something.
And instead of seeing that thing as something bad, you should actually, because kind of you see it as a villain in your life, like this problem, you know? Instead of seeing this as a bad thing, you could see this as the hero of your life, because this is what's keeping you going, keeping you motivated, keeping you going forward, you know.
But I think it's always going to be a bad, not a bad thing. Like you're always going to feel as if it's like a big problem, but it's like I said, that is the only thing that motivates you in life.
Yeah, that's the thing that makes you keep going forward. Yeah. And if you take away that carrot, then there's nothing left. You're gonna stand still. And this is something to think about. Like if people just start getting things too easy, and this is a big possibility what AI and technology can do. Maybe they can somehow get AI to do all the heavy lifting or the brain power work, and we're just gonna be gaming, for example, and just bringing your part in the game, maybe communicating with people, getting educated. But maybe everything is so easy that it just becomes
maybe it's already
scary
too easy.
Bad, you know.
And then the utopia you were envisioning becomes like this dystopian future. I don't know.
But maybe it's already here, you know. Like I think things are already coming too easily for people.
I think it's in the beginning stages of it. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. We need to find some kind of way.
The thing with technology, transport, the food, everything is already coming too easy as it was.
Yeah,
a lot of years ago.
Or in a certain aspect as well. If you look at many years ago, people were like thinking, oh shit, but cars are just going to make things way too easy.
Yeah.
I think with every development, maybe this is just me speculating, but with every development, there's going to become more problems to solve. And as we want more, there's going to be more to solve. In a certain sense, maybe life is just so great on the internet, and all of a sudden Earth gives in, and now we need to go to Mars.
I don't think the human will ever find the perfect life, no matter how easy it gets. There's always going to be something.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever going to, but it definitely.
I think you will always have that carrot, probably, hopefully, because if not, then things can turn really badly. But I think as our lives get easier, there's always easier than that easy. You know,
we're always going to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can never be happy. There's no one that's ever happy. It's not a natural human state. Like it's only in the presence of unhappiness that happiness is felt, you know.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be, this is awesome, but this I like this, but I want this. You know, it's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
And that's just something that we're going to have to work around and kind of on a personal, more individual level, sort out for ourselves. You know, like no, I don't want to have access to this. I feel like this is unhealthy for me, or I'm going to limit myself, or you know, if you're sick and tired of it, you know, you're not going to do it anymore. You know, that kind of thing. So we're going to have to you maneuver ourselves. You're always going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you happy inherently, you know.
And that's why I don't think we should be, because we went down a scary path.
We went down a rabbit hole, about this. But
I think there will always be that part in people that things are gonna have to become even more easier, or there's always gonna be issues, you know.
Life,
And I do think that things could become a lot more terrifying for generations after us, in the sense that maybe Earth starts giving in, or you know,
maybe we have reached.
Then you sit with a big problem.
Mars,
but then like that process of going to Mars is a scary one, and it's a problem. It's that carrot, you know, dangling in front of everyone's head, like, oh shit, we need to get to Mars. You know, and things like this. I think everything's gonna be okay. I think definitely technology needs to be embraced, and everything needs to be it has to be developed ethically, you know, but it has to be embraced. I think the metaverse is just as scary, or could end up just as scary as AI, because everyone is so scared of AI and it's developing too quickly and things like this, which is natural and which is completely understandable. But I think the same with the metaverse, and I think AI, virtual reality, and Web3 blockchain technology are going to come together so nicely to make it possible. And everything going on now with AI booming and blockchain technology booming in 2021 and 2020, and now virtual reality gaming, which I do think was way too overhyped. I don't think it's dead or it's going away soon.
I think it's just going to overhyped, and eventually they become.
I mean, for example, if you wake up on your birthday, right? And you really expect something crazy to happen, and your parents sing you a song and blow out the cake and go to work, and you go to school, and your mom couldn't get off, and you expected something crazy to happen and nothing happens. How disappointed are you going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to be very disappointed.
But if you expect nothing, and they wake you up with a cake, singing to you, it's going to be a good feeling, you know. So I think that's a very similar thing that happened to virtual reality. I think people were like, but in a sense, it's still amazing, you know.
I think their expectations was just too high. With virtual reality.
I think people's mind were spiraling just like ours a few minutes ago about virtual reality.
What can you say? The natural state of a human being. Just how it is.
All right. I wanna bring the end question to you guys.
Okay, get it thrown on us.
Do you guys see a future where gamers can make a living off of games without supplementing it with sponsorships, content, or being the very best, winning huge prize funds from competitions and things like this? Or ads, you know, but content is like you make money from content with ads, sponsorships. Do you think you can, like, let's say...
Almost like play to earn.
But more like not the best, you know, you're not the best. And
like
this
just
is
the average,
this
like
is
a
what
good
I'm
gamer,
talking
not
about.
The thing is,
like someone that spends
Yeah.
time with it, and you really give your all, but you're not the most talented.
But what are you then contributing to society at that point?
This is part of my question, you know, like, do you think it could be possible with AI, with virtual reality, with blockchain technology, which incorporates NFTs, play to earn mechanics, and things like this. And we've spoken in previous podcasts about like a world where everyone comes in and doing certain activities in a game is contributing in a certain way. Do you guys see this as a reality?
I've not seen it as a reality as of yet. I've tried and tried thinking about it, but I kind of can envision a reality for it, but I haven't seen a reality yet. So the thing about it is, it's gonna be the reality in the game, or the environment, the game itself, is gonna have to be valuable. You know, it's gonna have to be valuable enough so that your contributions in the game can be compensated by other avatars in the game, you know.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to contribute something in the game to another avatar that's valuable enough for him to compensate you. So if the reality of the game, let's say, let's talk about like a virtual reality metaverse sort of situation where people, like a lot of people, like let's say a lot of people spend a lot of their day maybe work or something like a digital work. The reality of that is going to be valuable enough. You're going to have to provide a service in the game, and they're going to have to compensate you for it. I don't know. That's how it's going to be. I can't see another way.
So you're thinking of like a very entrepreneurial type of way.
Or just
like
a job.
he's going to have to develop, he's going to have to give some type of value.
That's the only way in which people do get compensated.
I do agree with Mars on that, because
money doesn't come from nowhere.
You can't just be playing a game, not being good at the game as well, and earning money as well, because at that point, what are you contributing to society?
Okay,
or to the game society?
But anything, like you can't.
But in a sense, you can go study something. You don't have to be good at it. You just pass. And you get a job.
But remember this.
And you don't have to be good at it. You make a salary.
But remember this, like when you have a job, you do something for that company so that company can make money. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you just play a game, what are you bringing? What are you doing for society? What are you, like if you work at like a petrol station or whatever, you're there to be you're there, the interaction, you're selling them the chocolates or the petrol.
The person owning the business doesn't want to stand behind the till, essentially. So you're providing value to him by doing certain things for him.
Okay, but how can this be incorporated into a world where you go into a game and you provide a certain something of value? You know, that's kind of my question.
But what is that
realistic to
value?
think?
What can you provide that has a certain value about?
Let's say you can build someone's bases for them.
But that's a whole different thing then.
Or you can
yeah, because that's very entrepreneurial.
Yeah,
you know, and then you've started a business.
I don't honestly, Phyllis, I think you're I think you're searching for something, but I haven't thought about it like that.
No, I just kind of want to make us all think a little bit and talk about. I think it's very interesting to talk about. You know,
the thing is, like with the the influencers on Twitch, whether they're streaming games, the thing they're contributing is that they are contributing entertainment
in the form of
for people to watch and people to enjoy, and some people pay for that, and so that's the value they create. But if I'm just here playing, not even streaming, just playing game on Rust and keep on dying and not really doing anything, you know, not really creating value for anyone or anything, and just for me to enjoy it, like why should I be paid for that?
Okay, but in a certain sense, Rust is there's different types of games.
I know Rust was just an example, but I think that's the same example for every other game, you know.
What if a developer, for example, because this was kind of the way I'm thinking, if a game developer, let's say with this Fortnite UEFN thing, right? And people are creating maps, and Blankos does this actually, you know, by playing the game and creating your own maps, they pay you. Now the game developed the tools for the player to create the creativities and to make their maps, to make the different modes. But what if this is a lot more...
But then you're providing value because you're creating the maps for them to use.
Yes, but then you don't have to necessarily be very good.
Yeah, you don't need to be... you don't need to be good.
I
but
mean,
then
if you put in the work and you make the map, you make the mode, this doesn't even go into gameplay, you know. Then people are playing, and this takes a lot away from, or this gives a lot to the developers, because now all of a sudden they can have so many different maps, so many different types of creativities without having to pay people salaries or to pay, like, essentially the people doing this in the game is their you can say workers.
But in that sense I think it can work, because then you're providing value to the company because you're creating their maps for them, you know?
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, it might be.
This could be in a much, much larger scale as well.
Definitely.
Like
especially on Sandbox where you can create a map.
Because I have before envisioned entire ecosystem where people are interconnected and you have to do something. If you do this, you get rewarded, you know, or you get paid, let's say. And there's so many unique and special ways in which developers can incorporate this. I think we're going to go into like more of a kind of informal jobless economy. Like you're not going to have necessarily a job, but you're going to have like things to do to provide value and you're going to get rewarded
more
for
like
it.
a freelance.
Freelancing is going to become really something of the internet, you know, and developers, this puts so much pressure off of them because they don't have to worry about paying UIF, unemployment, you know, like injury on the job things. I think this is going to be so something for developers to consider, you know, as Elon Musk just basically fired everyone at Twitter once freedom of speech because everyone was actually just there monetizing what people were saying.
I see where you're coming from.
And imagine like if Twitter didn't do that, but they literally just freelanced people and people were doing the monetization.
I think in that
through
sense it
certain
can
aspects.
definitely work, But in the other sense, like I think if you just log in and just play the game for fun, not creating value for anybody else, like creating a map or anything else, I don't think it's gonna work.
The way I see it is like I like to think about certain things in depth, you know, like in very depth, because this is why I have a passion for blockchain technology. And the reason is blockchain technology gives you so much freedom and what's the right word, like customizability to the thing that you want to do, you know. And this is why I love it, because you can do basically anything that you want, that you can put your mind to, you know. You can literally create an ecosystem where people develop the games. You just develop the platform, people develop the games, and they get rewarded. And you don't sit with a team full of developers and stuff. You just develop what you need to develop for them to develop.
Yeah, it's like a very much upgraded version of current like ways of people creating ecosystems and stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
It could like interface with other platforms and stuff. Like it's the interfacing with other things is what like gets me excited about it.
Yeah. It's a lot more engaging because now all of a sudden you have people providing, because people usually know what you want. A reason why a lot of companies fail, in my opinion, is because you never know if your idea will people really want it. You know, and if people are making it and producing it, people are gonna want it more because there's gonna be more options as well. And I mean, with blockchain technology, running servers is so much easier, you know, because it's all interconnected with everyone's hardware and everyone is contributing a little bit towards it, where you would need so much capital to run
get a centralized server,
centralized server, and to like have all of that hardware power. It's expensive. It's it takes a lot of
cost
space.
ineffective, like power usage.
It's just unrealistic to think that when you can share like an entire populations or economies hardware, why would you do it yourself? And for this is a way to also reward people for contributing, because they're saving you a lot of money and space and in the form of workers as well, or like employees as well. So I think it's definitely very possible. It could still take some time, but to answer my own question, and I wanted you guys to think a little bit about it, you know, because
you made us think about it.
The customizability of blockchain is endless, and I've got so many ideas. I think the amount of businesses that can come up and the amount of innovation is going to be tremendous, you know. And I also saw this stat that by the end of 2025, tokenization will be $4.65 billion US dollars worth. And that's massive. 4.65 billion is double what the whole entire crypto market was worth at its peak.
It's crazy.
No, wait, that's 2 trillion. Sorry, it was 2 trillion. So it wasn't, but it's still massive. It's still a massive part. And I mean, everything will be tokenized. You know, if you start a business, it's going to be tokenized. You're going to have a token associated, and with that token, you can interact with the business and things like this. I
Yeah.
mean, Amazon is already doing it. It's going to be massive,
I
guys.
assume.
Yeah. But that is essentially it for today's podcast.
Thank you.
Do you
Okay,
guys
thank you
want to
very much.
have another insight?
No.
I think I
Okay.
said everything
Yeah.
I wanted to
All right.
say.
Thank you guys so much for listening, for watching, for consuming the podcast. If you want to follow us, all the links are in the description. If you want to know what we do, join the Discord. That is the best way to get connected and stay connected to
Yeah.
us. We all have Twitch. We play some games on there. That's a little bit more of the entertaining
Yeah.
side of us and the more funny side of us.
Yeah.
The podcast essentially is a lot more serious. And guys, get yourself decentralized. Subscribe for more. And thank
Join
you
the
guys for
Discord.
joining.
Thank you for watching.
GG's.
Cheers.
GG's.